Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division. I am the Crushinator and I will be your host for this evening's matchup between Team Exodia and CPogX Fanclub. We're going to be starting up here in just a couple minutes, but I want to tell you about a couple things before we get going. Matcherino, if you put !Matcherino in the chat, you can contribute to the prize pool for the NGS Storm Division. Right now I think we're sitting around $1,400. And every little bit goes to the end of season prize pool, so head on over there and see what you can give. And if you want to support the Nexus Gaming Series in general, Patreon. Bring you over to the Patreon page, show you all the great benefits that you can get for supporting this fine volunteer-run organization. Very, very good stuff. All right, as our teams are getting ready, let's bring up the tail of the tape. Let you know about our teams tonight. We're going to have to be quick about it. Exodia coming in 2-1 on the match record, 8-6 on their maps. So far, best maps Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And their undefeated heroes so far, Sylvanas at 3-0, Urel 2-0, Johanna at 2-0. CPogX Fanclub coming in at 1-2 on the match record. Map record is 5-7. Best maps so far, they're 2-0 on Dragonshire and 1-1 on Towers of Doom. They've played a whole lot of heroes so far, but their winningest heroes up till now, Stukov at 2-1, Li Ming at 2-1, and Junkrat at 2-2. And it looks like this draft is getting going, so I gotta remind you about the maps first. Volskaya Foundry, Hanamura Temple, Alterac Pass, and Infernal Shrines have been banned away for tonight's matchup. And as you just heard, it's going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 1. Let's get into the draft and see what we see. Loading on in, everything's good. Get rid of the text, fantastic. Do I have all the correct players? I do. Look at all that. Gotta switch one. Awesome. Alright, Team Exodia has first pick here on Tomb of the Spider Queen and first ban opportunity. Ana, Garrosh, all still very important in the bans. Remember, D.Va and Gazlowe are live. Gazlowe hasn't been seeing a whole lot of play, but D.Va's absolutely been wrecking it on the charts so far. Would not be surprised to see a ban come out from either one of these squads. It's actually going to be Junkrat banned away. We saw Junkrat have a very active week 1 and 2 here in the Storm Division, then kind of just fell off the face of the earth in week 3. But Junkrat very good in wave clear, very good in zone control, and there's a whole lot of zones to control out here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So Team Exodia taking away Junkrat. Making some sense. Absolutely. It will be CPogX Fanclub that is removing the D.Va. So no mech pilot. D.Va's just been... I think right now what's doing so well for D.Va is she's such a high damage bruiser for how safe she gets to play. It's really, really hard to peel a D.Va off a target from the flank, and just the disruption, the near infinite health bar, unless you can really time out those stuns. It's making D.Va quite the force. Diablo next to be banned away by Exodia. This is one of Diablo's better maps, for sure. So much terrain that he can use for stuns. Can move right across those very thin lanes. So, no big red machine for this particular series. That does leave Ana up, Garrosh is up, ETC is up. They've only got one ban left. Chromie's still available? We'll have to see. There will be Chromie taken off the board. That leaves Ana available. We'll see if Team Exodia wants to jump on that, if they want to jump on possibly the ETC here. Kevin snapping Gul'dan first pick. Now, that is something that we do see Kevin playing. Strange that it's first pick. Usually Gul'dan not super contested in the pick order, as we're going to see Nintori and Jachuggi grabbing Urel and Johanna. Urel super strong in the matchup here. Both those heroes actually undefeated when in controlled by Exodia. So definitely some well-researched pickups there for the map and for the opponent. ETC will be picked up by Red Robot, playing a lot of ETC these last few weeks. And there's the Sylvanas for Cookie Man. These teams are getting pretty much exactly what they want here from the looks of things. Will we see the Ana ban now? CPogX has the opportunity to pick up Ana if they don't want to ban it away. Deckard can do some work here on Tomb just because it's such a small area that even though you don't know where you're fighting, it doesn't take long for Deckard to set up. But will they choose something else? It is going to be the Ana ban, so they were not interested in taking it themselves. But not wanting to see a super-powered Gul'dan definitely makes a lot of sense to me. Team Exodia, they see the Yrel and Johanna across the way. Guessing they don't really want to ban out a healer here because they don't have one for themselves. They're going to get rid of Greymane, and they want to make sure that that macro potential, that cursed bullet, does not come into play, especially with an immobile hero like Gul'dan and a squishy one like Sylvanas flitting around the edges. CPogX Fanclub. There's definitely a lot of wave clear heroes still available here. Could see Jaina come on through, could see something like a Tassadar. There's room for Cassia as well. It's going to be the Jaina from Gotfilth, and Caesar Salad going to be picking up the Anduin. Anduin, probably one of the kings of saves when it comes to that leap of faith. Undeniable, unstoppable pull. And Jaina and Johanna, the classic wave clear combo, will leave no minions standing. Team Exodia, they need a healer, they need an offlaner. The offlaner is Deathwing coming out for Nasmus. We'll see what Hots wants to pick up. It's going to be Rhaegar. Interesting choice in the Rhaegar. So there's no Ana on the field, so Ancestral could theoretically get through without any healing reduction. Unless CPogX here can think of... I can't think of what... I don't think there's any possibilities left in terms of an Executor that has healing reductions, so I think Rhaegar Ancestral will get off. Gonna pick up the Tychus to try to counter the Deathwing, get some consistent damage onto the aspect of death. Okay, well, I mean, Tychus is a pretty good answer there. I think Tychus plays really well into ETC, plays really well into Deathwing. As long as I can avoid the poke damage from that Gul'dan, that's going to be a pretty good pickup there. Looks like Gotfilth switching to the Tychus. There's CPogX on the Jaina. Alright, we're headed to game number 1, Team Exodia versus CPogX Fanclub. Here we go. Alright, loading into Tomb of the Spider Queen, we did see CPogX and Gotfilth switching up the heroes there. Gotfilth will be playing the Tychus. So we load in here to game number 1. Let's get in there. Alright. On the left, in the blue, warping out of the base, we have Team Exodia. It is Cookie Man on the Sylvanas. Kevin is playing Gul'dan. Red Robot is on the ETC. Nasmus playing Deathwing. And Hots on the Rhaegar. On the right, in the red, we have CPogX Fanclub with Gotfilth playing Tychus. CPogX on the Jaina. Chachuggy is playing Johanna. Nintori on the Yrel. And Caesar Salad is playing Anduin. Here we go. Game number 1 is underway. Gul'dan going to be stacking up that corruption from level 1. ETC looking for globes for that Prog Rock quest. And of course Jaina looking to manage that mana pool with the Regeneration Globe quest on 1. Red Robot, suspicious. Cookie Man is going to move into Anduin, gets the root. Chachuggy tries to catch with the Condemn, but the Haunting Wave is laid down just in time. That's a lot of damage coming out onto the members of CPogX Fanclub, but it looks like the rotations will begin here. Red Robot looking to interrupt the easy rotations of CPogX Fanclub, managing to slide out before the Condemn lands. But not missing any experience so far. And it definitely won't be difficult for CPogX Fanclub to catch up on these wave clear rotations with that Jaina Johanna. Nintori moving right into the backline, getting the stun onto Rhaegar, but Godfilth is the one that's going to have to back away from that big Gul'dan damage. Caesar Salad coming in with the heals. Cookie Man now gets pushed underneath tower range. Luckily there's a minion there to soak up those shots. And Sylvanas is going to get away. Kevin may not be so lucky. Ooh, landing some big corruptions onto a PogX there. This Red Robot is on the chase. A lot of early damage, a lot of early hero damage in this game so far. Taking a look down at the bottom lane, Nazma's still very, very healthy, while Nintori is having to tap. Red Robot in some trouble, trying to slide away. Godfilth is on the chase. Oh, went down to, was that 3 health? I think I saw 3 health on Red Robot, and ETC is going to have to back off. My goodness. Nearly first blood coming in for CPogX Fanclub as they start to jump ahead on these lane rotations. Godfilth moving on down to the bottom lane, putting some hurt onto Nazma's, peeling away one of those Elementium plates. Cookie Man hiding in the bush. Hot's coming down as well. They want Nintori here in the bottom lane, taking Yrel down to about half health. Meanwhile, Godfilth on the right-hand side trying to get some healing from Anduin to finish off this camp. Caesar Salad going to go ahead and tank that for the moment. Chichuggy and APogX just using the Johanna Jaina wave clear to maintain that momentum. While Red Robot is just watching for any rotations through the bottom lane to the mid. They want to find that kill on Nintori. Hots and Cookie Man going to be doing the same thing on the left for Team Exodia, picking up that Bruiser camp. Kevin, oh my gosh. 16 stacks at the 2.5 minute mark on that corruption quest. Making it look easy out there. Very nicely done. Godfilth having to get away from Cookie Man and Hots here, but Chichuggy there with the peel. Both teams going to be looking to clear away these Bruiser camps as the spell armor gets pulled in there. Nintori's in some trouble, going to have to receive the leap of faith from Anduin. And the wave clear battle continues. Looks like Team Exodia has the better of it, and they're going to push up onto the wall here and see how much they can do. The Black Arrows are committed. They want to get all of this wall if they can. Kevin hanging out in the background, trying to use that drain life to heal back up. Here comes APogX to try to help out this defense. Looks like the wall and the cannon towers are very heavily damaged, but not taken out so far. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Nazma's back to full health. Nintori healing back up as well. Two very durable solo laners battling it out there. Red Robot stunned, but saving that slide to get on out of there. Cookie Man actually going to be the first to fall here. Nintori landing the final blow, and that's going to be first blood of the game. Going over to CPogX Fanclub. Godfilth managed to get away from Deathwing and Sylvanas, and it was Sylvanas that was the first to go down. Meanwhile, APogX taking a couple more corruption shots. Ooh, Hots gets discovered in that bush, taking some quick damage from APog. Red Robot now trying to stop the turn-in, will do so successfully, but is counter-rooted by Caesar Salad, manages to slide away from that Jaina Blizzard. Godfilth putting some big damage onto Cookie Man once again. And both teams now have enough for turn-in, but they're looking for any opportunity to do so. Maintaining good pressure on this objective are both teams, so not really an opportunity to turn in without someone interrupting. Looks like Godfilth is moving down to the bottom lane as Nazmus is moving into the sky. Chichuggy getting pushed away by the members of Team Exodia. Godfilth taking some damage from Nazmus as Deathwing going down into the bottom turn, and Hot's taking huge damage. And Rhaegar will go down, but this could be huge counter kills for Team Exodia. Jaina's going to go down first. Chichuggy trying to escape, but Deathwing with the big flame burst. Nintori switching directions, but that is a triple kill coming in for Team Exodia. They're going to have the opportunity to push down this mid fort. Luckily here for CPogX Fanclub, Caesar Salad on the Anduin was able to pick up a lot of those gems, sitting on 31 so far, but we're going to have a blue Webweaver phase as we approach level 10. Nazma's clearing the way in the bottom lane. The rest of Team Exodia posting up in the top lane, want to make sure that they have the presence on the boss lane here. 33 stacks recorded for Kevin on that Gul'dan level 1 quest so far. ETC needs 6 more, now 5 more regen orbs. 5 more orbs for CPog on Jaina's quest as well. As we now see level 10 coming in for Team Exodia. It is going to be the Wailing Arrow, the Horrify, the Burn Beneath My Shadow. That's the fort, or the structure reset on Cataclysm coming in for Nasmus. It is the Ancestral Healing and the Mosh Pit. Top fort very low here. Objective very healthy. It looks like they will be taking out this top fort. And there it goes. Hot's putting out the slow to try to slow the rotations of CPogX Fanclub. As Team Exodia is going to move to the middle, Nintori's coming around the backside. Nasmus committing with the Cataclysm that will reset upon this fort dying, but for now has to run away as the fort still survives. Nasmus in some trouble here. Nintori finds Deathwing over the wall. CPog is on the chase as well, as level 10s have arrived for CPogX Fanclub. Cookie Man managing to try to get away from Gotfilth as the Odin is popped. There's the Light Bomb getting the big stun onto Gul'dan, and that's going to be a dead Warlock. The CPogX Fanclub is striking back. And Tori getting interrupted by Nasmus in the air with that Skyfall. Cookie Man may not be so lucky here. Ooh, manages to avoid the Condemn of Chuggy. Great timing there coming out from Cookie Man. Caesar Salad has the 35 gems. Looks like the interrupt will not be there, and we're going to have a red Webweaver wave coming on through. Hot's trying to pick up this Bruiser camp in the meantime. Checking in on the heroics for CPogX Fanclub, it is the Blessed Shield, Light Bomb, Water Elemental for Jaina, the Ardent Defender, and you saw the Odin coming out for Tychus. Meanwhile, CPogX Fanclub getting some work done on that top wall before the objective is even there. Red Robot in the backline getting slowed by that Water Elemental, manages to slide through Chuggy. Red Robot still being chased down here. This constant slow. Oh, manages to use the Gladiator's Medallion. There's the double stun coming out there, and it needs another cleanse, and somehow Red Robot surviving the onslaught of CPogX Fanclub. Oh, CPog is saved by the pull of Caesar Salad, but may not be for long. There goes Jaina. First to fall in this fight. Chuggy gets silenced by the Wailing Arrow. Ooh, Red Robot 1 pixel away from the stun onto Johanna. The fort is down. Nasmus is going in with that Cataclysm reset, and Nintori will be the next to fall. That's 2 kills for Team Exodia, and they're pushing onto this keep wall with those black arrows. Getting a whole lot done with these kill advantages as we see Gotfilth rejoining the battle here. And that is the Gul'dan quest completed. Going to be seeing those corruptions echo backwards. And now Blue looking for a possible double turn in here. Red Robot holding most of the gems. CPogX Fanclub has about enough to turn in themselves. But here comes Nasmus and Red Robot, and it looks like they are going to get a double turn in, while CPogX Fanclub goes ahead and picks up the Bruiser camp in response. These double turn-ins are what's really, really powerful here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, because your lanes get pushed in by the first objective, maybe you get a kill or 2, and then the next objective goes right up onto those keep walls. You see Nasmus moving towards the top lane, trying to get that lane moving right onto the keep wall. As Red Robot gets caught by Chuggy, but using the Face Melt to push away Gotfilth. There's the Water Elemental. They want Kevin. The Cleanse is there to get rid of the slow. There's the Blessed Shield and the Light Bomb once again. Big Fear is not going to catch Chuggy as the Iron Skin was out. ETC is going to be the first to fall here, and CPogX Fanclub is striking back once again. Nasmus stuck in the top lane, getting these objectives moving. Cookie Man is on the chase here. Using the warp forward, they want Gotfilth here. Cookie Man is out of escapes, going to have to try to walk on out of here along with Nasmus. Kevin and Hots coming in from behind as well. Chuggy taking a lot of damage there from... Oh, the Wailing Arrow comes out. Will not quite be enough to take down the Crusader. And Tori in the back line does not get the stun onto Kevin, so Gul'dan is going to be able to walk away here. Really good defense coming out from CPogX Fanclub. They did not lose any keeps with that double turn-in. Bottom fort may be sieged down by the members of Team Exodia, wanting to further extend that trickle XP advantage. as they move towards level 16. Nintori has to pop the Ardent Defender and move towards Chuggy and Godfilth. Very nicely done. 87 gems here for CPogX Fanclub. They've got a big turn-in opportunity, but Hots and Red Robot see them. Looks like they're going to be heading up to the top lane, where Caesar Salad and CPogX are already turning in. Kevin going to have to be careful here. Ward's in the bush with that big corruption. Oh, they're 2 gems short, and here goes Nasmus. This is the fight that Team Exodia wants. The double fear. There's the mosh pit, gets interrupted by Chuggy, but it is going to be Jaina going down first. Nintori keeping the rest of Team Exodia busy. Nasmus is on the chase here, trying to get Caesar Salad and Chuggy. It's going to be the 1 kill for Team Exodia. Could be more, as Nintori, leaping over the wall, does not have the Ardent Defender available. Pops the Unstoppable. Oh, the 1 auto attack from Red Robot is enough to kill the CPogX solo laner, and this mid-keep may be the next to fall here. Black Arrows is committed. Are they going top keep or are they going core? Looks like they're going for a double keep play for now, as Jaina is about to be back on the field. That's 2 keeps down for Team Exodia. They're going to try to zone away with that corruption. Yrel still 10 seconds from the battlefield. Team Exodia, they need another 20 gems to get their turn-in. They're not going to work on boss now. They want to guard these turn-in spots and make sure they do not give up their lane presence advantage over to CPogX Fanclub. Nasmus spots Chuggy on the rotation. Here comes Red Robot as well. They're turning in what they can for now, but more important than a boss play is absolutely making sure that CPogX Fanclub does not turn in. Cookie Man in the back, using those Black Arrows to try to take that Bruiser camp solo. A little bit slow, but is able to do it. Definitely worth it for maintaining a good grip on these turn-in points. Nasmus maintaining presence in the bottom lane. Red Robot staying off the map, making sure CPogX Fanclub has to worry about where they are. There's the Cataclysm from Nasmus trying to get away from the full gank squad. Loses 1 Elementium plate. And that pressure in the bottom lane is enough to spook Deathwing and get a Red Web Weaver turn-in. These Red Web Weavers will certainly not be going far, but they may get some good pressure in the off lanes. Try to get some more presence on the map. There's the stun onto Red Robot. Does manage to get away. Nasmus dropping down. And Team Exodia says, you want to fight, you come get it. Up level 18 to 16 at this point. As we see CPogX Fanclub moving to the top lane, trying to get this objective moving in the right direction. But it looks like Team Exodia is going to clear out this mid-objective and head on to the top lane. Chuggy anchoring in the mist. Red Robot flanking around as well, though. And they're really just playing around the vision. They're waiting to see which one of them blinks first. Chuggy sees Red Robot. Nintori trying to bait forward the members of Team Exodia. Oh, Nintori got the full 3 hits there. The Ruinous Affliction on 16 dealing so much damage. Looks like Yrel will survive for now. And that's really why you pick Yrel, is you bait out as much damage as you can. You bait that positioning. Chuggy committing the Blessed Shield and the Condemn. There's the Light Bomb follow-up. Nintori with the stun as well. Kevin saved by the Ancestral Healing. And now the turn is in. Team Exodia are on the chase. Chuggy in the backline is silenced, and Johanna's going to go down here. Nintori trying to ward away the DPS members of Team Exodia. Jaina getting some heals from Caesar Salad, but looks like Nintori is trying to be there for the peel. Instead, it's going to be Nasmus with the double kill. Godfilth and Caesar Salad are kiting around, trying not to be next, but it's going to be Anduin who falls, and Godfilth will be left to their fate, as Team Exodia, with the quad kill, are going to move towards the core. They're on the core. Tychus, the only one left available. Godfilth warping on back, trying to get some big damage onto the members of Team Exodia. But unfortunately, this will be just too much. Moshing on the core is Red Robot. Godfilth pushed away by Cookie Man. And game number 1 goes to Team Exodia. GG. All right. right, taking a quick look at the post-game stats. 11 kills to 4 there for Team Exodia. Cookie Man on the Sylvanas leading the way with the hero damage, just edging out Nasmus at 57,000. And checking out Gul'dan for a moment, 161,000 siege, just roasting every wave, throwing those big 6-stack corruptions on every building, just showing what Gul'dan can really do. And it was really well done by Team Exodia to allow Kevin to be able to move forward and get as much damage as they did, as Gul'dan's big problem in terms of kit is lack of mobility. So really relying on the team there, and the team absolutely coming through. Got Filth on the Tychus leading the way in the hero damage there for CPogX Fanclub at 46,500. And in terms of the siege damage, you saw Jaina leading the way there, clearing the waves with those blizzards. Very nicely done. Take a quick look at the talent screen, and then we will set up for game number 2. All right, game number 1 is in the books. Team Exodia strikes first, but this series is far from over. We're best of 5, and we're going to get ready for game number 2. We'll have a short break, and when we come back, more Heroes of the Storm action. Don't go away. Hello and welcome back. We're getting ready here for Game 2 between Team Exodia and CPogX Fanclub. Team Exodia striking first. We'll see how things go here in game number 2. I'll let them know I'm ready, and we'll very quickly remind you, Match Arena you can contribute to this season's Storm Division end of season prize pool. Head on over to Matcherino and see what you can donate today. And of course, the Patreon here for Nexus Gaming Series. Every little bit helps. Let's head over to the map screen. Remind you of the state of this series. Volskaya Foundry, Hanamura Temple, Alterac Pass, and Infernal Shrines have been banned away for this series. Tomb of the Spider Queen, as I have failed to update here, boom, was won by Team Exodia. Look at that. We're going to be going to Towers of Doom here for game number 2. Remind them that I'm ready at the behest of Team Exodia, so first pick will be going over to CPogX Fanclub. Towers of Doom. Let's jump into the draft. Alright, Towers of Doom has been played a couple times here by CPogX Fanclub. 1-1 so far. Lost Vikings going to be banned away straight away. Vikings still very sort of... Vikings got a buff a bit ago. And Vikings have always had like a pro quality, like when a really, really good Vikings player, when a pro-level Vikings player like these players are, gets a hold of the Vikings, they've always been kinda great, but their latest change made them better and sort of brought them back into the focus on a few specific maps, particularly Towers of Doom. So we're not going to see those get through. Team Exodia going to ban away the Ana, the premier S-tier healer. Just too much of an enabler. Very, very safe hero in terms of landing those heals and denying them. So we're going to see Abathur banned away by CPogX Fanclub, trying to reduce the funny business by as much as possible. And we will see Chromie not make it through. But with Chromie not making it through, that means D.Va snap-picked by Nintori. So you will see the mech pilot today. Take a look at that. Make sure you check it out, see what D.Va can do in the hands of these excellent players. But what will the response be? Usually the way you kill a D.Va is you make sure that you've got some roots, some stuns for when D.Va's out of the mech. So we'll see what they have for options in that regard. Kevin gonna lock in the Rhaegar to start things off with, and Cookie Man gonna bring the Vala. Vala with that Rain of Vengeance definitely fits the bill in terms of stunning out the D.Va and getting the quick burst of damage for the kill. Interesting to see Rhaegar so high in the priority here for Kevin. Response is Malfurion and Tracer. Pretty classic combination since Tassadar got changed. Caesar Salad picking up the Malf, and it is CPogX on the Tracer. So not quite as cancerous a combo as the old Shield Tassadar was, but Malfurion can put that heal on. It lasts for a whole 20 seconds to get Tracer healed up while she goes and does Tracer things. So they've locked in their DPS and their off lane already. Their big combo. We're going to see Diablo banned away by Team Exodia. Interesting what the ban is going to be here. I mean, ETC has been being played by Red Robot an awful lot, but if we're looking at a Bloodlust comp, I feel like Johanna fits the bill a little better. Just in terms of that force that can run forward at extra speed and group everybody up. We'll see what CPogX Fanclub thinks here. They're going to ban away Oriel. So they were thinking possibly a hyper carry Vala was in the cards, and they're going to go ahead and ban that away. Definitely a possibility with seeing Vala so high in the pick order here. We'll see how Team Exodia adjusts if that indeed was their plan. It's gonna be Illidan and Uther coming out, so they're gonna flip the script a little bit, and Asmus gonna be playing the Illidan, and Red Robot, the tank player, is gonna be on Uther. That would imply to me that that is a tank Uther. But we will see. Could this be a tankless comp altogether? This is something that we have seen before on Towers of Doom, where you just spread the map, you zerg the opponent, and you end up not really needing a tank. Chichuggy gonna pick up the Garrosh, and Got Filth picking up that filthy Sergeant Hammer. It's getting funky down here in Towers of Doom. See how Hots is gonna round this out. Interesting to see Kevin on the Rhaegar actually instead of Hots. I'm looking for that possible hero switch here. Nope, maybe not. It's gonna be Tyrande coming out from HOTS. Okay. So we've got the 2.5 healer, where the half healer is also the tank, alongside the Vala and the Illidan, versus a Tracer, Diva, Sergeant Hammer comp. Let that sit and stew for a minute. Team Exodia versus CPogX Fanclub. It's game number 2 coming at you. Hold on to your seats. Alrighty, loading in here. Game number 2. Once again, on the left in the blue, we have Team Exodia, with Nasmus playing the Illidan, Kevin is on Rhaegar, HOTS is playing Tyrande, Cookie Man is on the Vala, and Red Robot is playing Uther. On the right, in the red, it's CPogX Fanclub with Nintori on the Diva, Chichuggy is playing Garrosh, APogX on the Tracer, Got Filth is playing the Sergeant Hammer, and Caesar Salad is on the Malfurion.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. I've cast some funky Towers of Doom before, but this one might be the funkiest by far. The, for all intents and purposes, triple healer comp coming in for Team Exodia versus the Tracer combo with the Hammer, with the Diva. As we see, Got Filth is already setting up right in the bottom lane, getting a couple shots before moving on out of there. Chichuggy interrupting the rotations. There's the slow coming in from Kevin. Tyrande gets the stun. Got Filth trying to get away, but the extra stun is there, and Sergeant Hammer's gonna fall. Got Filth had that timed out pretty well. Nintori just gonna move straight onto these structures, and Nasmus trying to give chase there. CPogX is coming up. There's the evasion coming in from Nasmus. Oh, a fantastic route. Forces out the Gladiator's Medallion and Illidan. They'll scoot on out of there. It's going to be a tough one to call, because these teams are going to be all around the map. We see Diva is up in the top lane. Cookie Man trying to get away from Chichuggy. Caesar Salad not with the zoning route. Chichuggy in some trouble here. Uses the Gladiator's Medallion to get away from the Uther Hammer of Justice. And Chichuggy will survive. Kevin using that camping Rhaegar power, gonna go ahead and start up the sappers on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, on the right, CPogX Fanclub doing just the same, timing things out. As funky as this is, you still gotta do your macro, you still gotta play the map, you know? Checking in the top lane, it looks like Nasmus is just gonna go ahead and go straight up to that top sapper camp. Nintori definitely sees it coming, but here comes Kevin as well. Check in on the bottom lane here, as we see Caesar Salad getting the stun combo executed to perfection. Now Furion is down. Cookie Man pushing forward into Got Filth. There's the stun onto Chichuggy. Cookie Man manages to avoid the Groundbreaker, but sitting at under 300 health with no healer. Gonna have to just hang out. Here comes CPogX, guessing with the pulse round, but not quite finding it. Cookie Man on the chase. One more auto is gonna do it. Tracer is taken out. And Team Exodia are really showing their stuff here on this map. There's the double stun combo once again. Chichuggy trying to find the kill there onto Cookie Man, but it's gonna be a bit of an extended double kill coming out from Cookie Man. Very nicely done. Triple altar phase coming up, as we see Kevin now pushing the Rhaegar laning versus the Diva, has Nasmus pushing in the mid lane with the Illidan. Tracer back on the battlefield. Gonna try to force out Illidan here. Altars are activating though. Looks like there's gonna be a trade up in the top lane. Kevin on the left, Nintori on the right, gonna pick up 1-for-1 for these teams. Tyrande lands the one owl. Is Nintori actually gonna get this channel? Yes, they will. Very nicely done. Good interrupt coming in, though. There's the follow-up stun as well. Chichuggy getting chunked Oh, the owl doesn't get through Godfilth, and Chuggy will survive. Cookie Man getting away from the hammer range. Will get healed on up by our double healer here. CPogX coming in for a possible flank. Thinks better of it. Heads back to the middle lane. Got over a full level lead here. Coming in for... Oh, look at that unstoppable. Kevin denying the throw from Chuggy. Nasmus trying to get some damage in the top lane, and Tori with that mech bomb available. Just working around the edges. The boost is there. Here comes CPogX. Ooh, it was a bait. It was a bait! And Nasmus managed to get away. In the bottom lane, wall already taken out here by Team Exodia. They're going to be working on these sapper camps once again. We see Team Exodia moving on over to the left. Red Robot standing sentinel. CPogX Fanclub working on their own sapper camp on the right, while Nintori and Nasmus rotate between top and mid. Red Robot just keeping an eye on things, Not going to move in, though. Oh, Red Robot now is in a lot of trouble, taking the pulse bomb there from CPogX. Will not manage to get into the bush, and Uther will go down. That's the first kill there for CPogX Fanclub, as we have a single altar phase down here in the bottom lane. 10 seconds without Red Robot, though. We'll be spawning just as this altar comes up. We'll see whether Team Exodia has enough interrupts to make it until their tank returns to the battlefield. Nasmus trying to harass Nintori here. But now Kevin is the subject of the ire of CPogX Fanclub. The pulse bomb is out. Oh, a great peel will not quite be enough. Rhaegar's going to go down. Tracer killed in response, though, as Nintori pushing back Hots and Cookie Man. There's the stun. Nintori does not manage to get the bomb off. Into the fray, saves D.Va for now. Caesar Salad may not be so lucky, though. Malfurion is down. Chuggy is down, as ults coming on through for Team Exodia. And it looks like we will have another altar going over to Team Exodia. 7 kills to 2 so far, and they're up over a level now. And Tori heading back to the top lane, trying to restore that mech with those auto attacks. Bottom lane, Team Exodia pushing to get their first structure of the game. Speaking of heroics, we do have the Reign of Vengeance coming in for Vala. It is the Hunt coming in for Illidan, looking for that global presence. Bloodlust for Rhaegar. Starfall for Tyrande, and it is the Divine Shield coming in for Uther. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Nasmus is going to join Kevin and trying to get Nintori off this point. Chuggy coming in for the save as well. The bomb is out, and D.Va's actually going to go down here. Nasmus just chasing D.Va before the mech could respawn. Nasmus could be in trouble, though. Here comes the rest of CPogX Fanclub. They get the camp, they get the kill. They lose D.Va, though. And they're going to have to try to respond to this bottom lane pressure. Looks like they're going to respond by just pushing top lane here. They're all set up, so might as well get some work done across the map. Hots and Cookie Man maintaining presence in the bottom lane here. Cookie Man making things interesting. Baiting out the members of CPogX Fanclub. Oh, the bait is good! Reign of Vengeance does catch Godfilth, but the boosters taking Sergeant Hammer away in time. Meanwhile, in the top lane, there's the D-Shield coming in from Red Robot, saving the gank onto Uther. Nasmus is on the chase, though. Caesar Salad will be going down. Malfurion just not quick enough. CPogX is peeled for by Nintori. There's the big bullet from Sergeant Hammer coming on through, just missing. The stun is good onto Garrosh, and that's 2 more kills for Team Exodia. It's a double top lane altar phase coming on through. The camp steal is good for Cookie Man, going to be trying to escort those 3 sappers straight onto the core of CPogX Fanclub. Nasmus getting the tap on the left-hand side here for Team Exodia. There's the stun, double stun, double stacked a little bit onto Nintori. Will manage to let D.Va get away. Godfilth is hovering, manages to get the interrupt with that Moonfire. There's a stun once again onto Nintori. D.Va trying to back away here. Pod's taking big damage from CPogX in the backline, though. Kevin trying to come in for the peel. Nasmus hunts in. Red Robot in trouble. Uther's actually going to go down here. Caesar Salad once again draws the ire of Team Exodia, surviving with less than 50 health. Nasmus is on the chase. Nasmus wants the kill. D.Va's taken out by Cookie Man in the background as CPogX Fanclub was split trying to peel away. Nasmus is thrown away by Chuggy, but it is Team Exodia picking up the altars, going up 36-15 on the shots. And they're not done there. They're going to grab the boss while they're here and grab another 4 shots onto the core of CPogX Fanclub. They're just rip-rearing and rolling on this map. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it looks like CPogX Fanclub will take their bottom tower back. They found the opportunity to move through and even up this fort count. As Nasmus prepares the top lane here, pops the evasion to avoid the micro-missiles of Nintori. Cookieman and Red Robot threatening mid lane here, and here comes the rest of CPogX Fanclub. Can they get a counter kill? Right now they're just trying to clear those minions to make sure that Cookieman can't move in. Oh, there's some big damage onto APogX, but the healing from Caesar Salad is good, and Tracer will be right back in tip-top shape. Nasmus and Kevin gonna have to peel on out of here as the rest of CPogX Fanclub is on the chase. Chuggy manages to pop the Indomitable, avoiding what looked like 3 stuns. It was at least 2. Meanwhile, Cookieman, though... Ooh, oh, the bullet with the very edge. Oh, and Godfeld survives using that unstoppable to get on out of there. There's the Bloodlust coming on through. Invulnerable is up for Nasmus as he's just rolling with that Bloodlust. Kevin gets thrown on in, gets taunted by Chuggy. I don't know if Rhaegar makes it out of this and manages to avoid the Groundbreaker from Garrosh. Somehow is still alive. Finally, Rhaegar goes down here, and it looks like Nasmus and Red Robot will have to escape. The CPogX Fanclub is not done. Pot's trying to peel away. Tehran is going to fall. And now Illidan and Uther will have to get on out of there, and this double altar phase will be going over to CPogX Fanclub.
Yes, heroes, activate the towers.
Starting to even things up experience-wise. They've got a little bit ahead on the hero kills. They're starting to catch up on these minions.
Is that all?
We see Cookieman trying to demech Nintori. Trying to get behind the wall here. There's the Unstoppable, avoiding the Rain of Vengeance from Cookieman, and that's a kill onto Red Robot. CPogX Fanclub is really pushing through this bottom lane, and they're starting to turn this game around. Uther's Ghost finally falls. Cookieman managing to use the dash to get away. Nintori on the chase, though. APogX catching up with those blinks. Kevin trying to force back APogX. Nasmus in the backline actually gets rooted by Caesar Salad. Nasmus in a lot of trouble here. There's the big bullet, and there goes Illidan. Somehow, some way, Team Exodia still on the chase. But there is the big heals coming in from Caesar Salad. That Tranquility, as I forget the names of abilities. Cookieman playing with fire here. There's the Bloodlust. It's 3 versus 5, and Team Exodia is on the chase. Red Robot coming in for the assist. Hasma's still down for another 10 seconds here. Manages to avoid the stun. There's the counter stun onto Chuggy. The Owl not quite hitting there, and Garrosh will start to regen back up. It's Cookieman taking a little bit of damage in the back from Got Filth. And we have another triple altar phase coming on through. Nasmus moving to the top lane to try to get the free cap there. Nintori hanging around the top right-hand side as well. And it looks like we may have another trade here. Oh no, here comes Nintori down to the bottom lane. Nasmus up there alone. There's the Divine Shield onto Cookieman, saving Vala for now. Ooh, the double stun not quite there onto APogX, and Tracer will manage to get away. Nasmus is going to take the top left altar here for free. Kevin might get the bottom one as Tracer is taken out. The interrupt is good from God Filth, but I don't think they have another shot at this. That's 2 altars. Nasmus facing down Nintori in the top lane. Only 1 shot remaining on the core of CPogX Fanclub, and it looks like it's going to go down here in the top right altar. Here comes Team Exodia. They're coming on up. Nasmus dashing away from the Groundbreaker. There's the Broccoli coming in for the interrupt. Good job, Broccoli. Tracer's still down for another 10 seconds. There's the Bloodlust. They're going right in. Kevin trying to get the quick tap there. I don't know if anyone from CPogX Fanclub has another interrupt. They don't. There goes the shots onto the core. And Team Exodia go up 2-0. GG. What a game, what a comp coming in for Team Exodia, 13 kills to 10. CPogX Fanclub, we're starting to turn those fights around in the late game, but with just too much chase pressure, too much zone control, and not enough interrupt options coming, or long-range interrupt options, I should say, coming in from CPogX Fanclub, allowed Team Exodia to push on through, grab those altars, and finish out that game. Cookie Man leading the way with 80,000 hero damage on that triple supported Vala, able to just push in mercilessly with that huge burst damage. Very nicely done. Got filth for CPogX Fanclub, peppering away with those long-range siege mode shots, racking up 62,000 hero damage for CPogX Fanclub. Check in once again on the talent screen, and then we're going to get set up for game number 3. Alrighty, Team Exodia goes up 2-0 in the series so far with a very interesting comp there on Towers of Doom. Can they close this out with a 3-0, or can CPogX Fanclub storm back? They've not made it easy for Team Exodia so far. We'll see what they can pull out in game number 3. We're going to go to the break. When we come back, it's going to be more Team Exodia versus CPogX Fanclub. Don't go far. Alrighty, welcome back to the Storm Division. These teams want to get going straight away for game number 3. Let me very quickly set this. Dragonshire, picked by... Gosh, who picked it? It was blue. Okay, update. Don't stop, don't stop. Map screen. Volskaya Foundry, Hanamura Temple, Alterac Pass, and Infernal Shrines are banned away for this series. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom. Team Exodia managing to pick up the wins there, and now it is Team Exodia taking us to Dragonshire. It's the fastest pregame of all time. Let's get into the draft as we see Garrosh banned away by CPogX Fanclub. Whew, we made it. We made it, team. While I'm here, don't forget, Matcherino, Patreon. Support your locally sourced, GMO-free, farm-to-table Heroes of the Storm Amateur League. Team Exodia, Thinking about their ban here, Garrosh already taken off the table. They're just going to stick with that Ana ban. They don't want to see the Ana. Makes sense to me. Ana's been tearing up the charts, absolutely. CPogX Fanclub with their next ban opportunity. Garrosh gone, Ana gone. Dragonshire, definitely not the TLV Abathur style map, so we may see some more standard bans here as we see Greymane taken off the board here by CPogX Fanclub. Team Exodia. Let's see. I imagine Chromie. There's the Chromie. Does that mean we see another Snap Diva coming in from Nintori? Diva? Oh, no, it's going to be Junkrat from Got Filth. I was thinking maybe not the Diva just because the control around all that infrastructure for Diva is kind of a pain. But Junkrat can still clear those waves, move over, and absolutely control the space. Pretty much get forever interrupts on the mid-dragon channel if needed. So it is going to be the top-tier assassin that is Junkrat, picked up by Got Filth. Team Exodia with the next double pick. We'll see what they want in response. What did I say about this not being a Vikings map? Because there they are. Nasmus picks up the Lost Vikings and Red Robot picks Brightwing? Question mark? Alright. If you say so, Red Robot has selected Brightwing. Whether it ends up that way is beyond me. CPogX Fanclub thinking about what they want to pair alongside this Junkrat. It's going to be ETC Rainer coming in for Jachuggy and CPogX. No ETC available for Red Robot. Not that it mattered because he's playing Brightwing apparently. Team Exodia going to ban away a hero next. They've already got their healer, so we may see a choke there since Ana's already off the board. You're thinking Dragonshire versus the Vikings. Maybe you ban away the Rhaegar. That's been pretty prominent in this series. No, we're just going to ban away the Yrel from Nintori. One thing to note, Rexar is still available. When you're talking about top lane Dragonshire, you're thinking Yrel, you're thinking Rexar. So we'll see whether one of those comes through. Cho banned away by CPogX Fanclub. We did see a particular team last week go with a Vikings Cho'Gall strat, but they did have Ana. So, I doubt it was going to come through with Brightwing, but honestly, when you're up 2-0, maybe you just try something, right? Kevin going to grab the Johanna. Cookie Man going right back to the Sylvanas. So, the lane control, the lane clear tank coming in for Team Exodia. We've got global presence in Vikings, we've got global presence in Brightwing, so Team Exodia absolutely going to be moving around the map here. CPogX Fanclub, they need their healer, they need their offlaner. See what Caesar Salad and Nintori are going to pick up. It's going to be Stukov and Sonya, interestingly enough. Coming in for CPogX Fanclub. I haven't seen a whole lot of Sonya coming on through, so it'll be interesting to see how Sonya is played here. Sonya could absolutely do work versus the Vikings, just in terms of using that extra movement speed to chase down, get those big autos and big slams. Cool pickup there, coming in for CPogX Fanclub, as we see Hots is going to round things out with a Tassadar pick. Yep, it's going to be Nasmus. It's on the Vikings. It's going to be Hots on the Brightwing. There we go. Red Robot's playing Johanna. All is right with the world. Kevin's on the Tassadar. Interesting stuff. Alright, game number 3. Team Exodia looking to close this thing out undefeated. CPogX Fanclub looking to fight back. Here we go on Dragonshire. Alrighty. Loading into game number 3. They're trying to catch me slipping, but I caught them in the overlay. On the left in the blue, we have Team Exodia with Nasmus on the Vikings. Kevin is playing Tassadar. Cookie Man is on the Sylvanas. Red Robot is playing Johanna, and it is Hots on the Brightwing.
10 seconds.
On the right in the red, we have CPogX Fanclub with Chachuggy on the ETC. CPogX moving over to that Junkrat. Got Filth picking up the Rainer. Nintori is on Sonya, and Caesar Salad is playing Stukov. Here we go, game number 3. Tassadar, of course, stacking that Shockray on 1. ETC looking for that Prog Rock with those regeneration orbs. Nasmus running away on Eric the Swift, managing to avoid the first gank of the game. Iron Skin popped by Red Robot. And it looks like the rotations will begin as Cookie Man and CPogX in the bottom lane. Just looking to push into the wall here. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it is going to be Olaf and Balog going up against Sonya there, as Eric actually coming in to visit as well. So we'll have to see how these Vikings split up, or not, as this game progresses. Chachuggy is caught by the wall of Tassadar. ETC is slowed down, and that's going to be a kill there for Team Exodia, as they draw first blood.
You think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power?
Hots moving away from Caesar Salad and Got Filth. And we're going to be setting up for the first shrines. Team Exodia moving on to the left-hand side to grab their siege camp right at the 1 minute mark. CPogX starting up the same camp on the right. Meanwhile, we see the teams splitting a little bit here. Cookie Man is starting up the Bruiser camp solo on the right, and the majority of CPogX Fanclub has actually started up that Bruiser. CPogX just kiting around these giants.
Lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
Looks like Nasmus going to be trying to keep an eye on the bottom lane here. As we see Bruiser camp has now been picked up on the left as well. And Nasmus sort of keeping an eye on both shrines for now. Balog taken out in the middle lane. As we see the rest of Team Exodia just working to clear away this Bruiser camp in the top lane. CPogX pushing away Eric the Swift down below. Olaf taken out as well. As we see CPogX Fanclub controlling the bottom lane for now. While Team Exodia still with a very healthy Knight camp here, as they're going to be pushing the top lane with the Black Arrows. So just going straight for the structure damage in the top lane. Oh, Polymorph and the wall onto Nintori is going to bring Sonya right down below half health. And this top wall is going to be taken out, making it very hard for Sonya to maintain pressure in this top lane. Looks like they're going to just not stop. CPogX Fanclub trying to get some counter pressure on the other side of the map as Nasmus gets slid on by Chachuggy. But God Filth is just kind of poking in from the edges. Not a whole lot they can do here, as this minion wave is going to go ahead and wrap up this first fort of the game at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Meanwhile, CPogX Fanclub in the bottom lane, just going to go ahead and try to get some counter pressure as best they can. Olaf maintaining presence forward, picking up that minion soak as it moves way onto the right side of the map. Olaf will manage to get away up there. It's the rest of Team Exodia going to counter this push in the bottom lane. They managed to save their well as well. Rooted is Johanna, but using that Iron Skin to move on forward. Gets the slow onto Stukov, forcing the infected one back. Cookie Man managing to walk just enough south to make sure that that bomb from Junkrat didn't throw Sylvanas right into the base. Nintori controls the top lane, but it is Team Exodia controlling the bottom lane. Chachuggy saving that slide until just in time, managing to get away. The chase still on there. Oh my gosh, the medallion is fantastic. And Red Robot is a little bit stuck here, getting zoned away by the mine, managing to use the Unstoppable to avoid the push into that mid-fort range. Red Robot manages to sneak away. A great trap there set up by CPogX Fanclub by Chachuggy. Looks like they're going to control this bottom lane for now. There's the slide onto Kevin. The slow and silence is good. Bumped back by CPogX. Tassadar throwing the Q onto Chachuggy. Isn't going to be enough damage. Cookie Man is on the chase, trying to get one more auto. And ETC is down, but that's going to be a red Dragon Knight. Nasmus unable to interrupt. Got Filth in the mid lane. Even now on levels, it looks like the Dragon is heading up to the top lane, trying to even out the push from very early in the game here. They want to get this wall down, they want to get this fort down, but it looks like the rest of the CPogX Fanclub is just pushing down the bottom lane. They're going to be forced back by Kevin and Nasmus here, as the Dragon Knight is just kind of getting roasted. Getting some push, just making sure to try to be in a position to run away. But with no fort here, Rainer's going to be in a little bit of trouble coming out of this dragon. Cookie Man is forced away here, still at about half health. Chichuggy is discovered by Kevin. The wall is up. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be dropped for Red Robot to come in on the chase. ETC will survive. Cookie Man going to go ahead and start up that left side Siege Giant camp, while the rest of CPogX Fanclub going to start up the camp on the right. Chichuggy sees this, going to keep an up weather eye on things. And looks like we're going to have a quick pause. Just a little quick pause. We're going to come back to me. Looks like they need about 30 seconds here. Hope you're all having a good time in chat. Hope you're out there cheering on your teams. As we see both of those siege camps were about to be picked up. Both teams about to have level 10 as well. So pretty even so far. Pretty even for our two squads today. The 2-0 score, definitely Team Exodia coming out ahead in those first two games. CPogX Fanclub was definitely not making it easy. And things are looking pretty even here in game number 3. Getting ready to move back into the game. Shouldn't be too much longer now. Almost ready. All right. Checking in on the talents while I've got an opportunity here. Looks like ETC only four globes so far, so having to move around the lanes very frequently, not exactly catching up with those waves the way that you hope. But that's okay. A lot of time to finish that prog rock quest. Looks like game is about ready to go. Both teams say ready. I'm not the ref, right? Alright, here we go. Game is back underway. Team Exodia versus CPogX Fanclub as we approach level 10 here. And there it is. As we see, the Bruiser camps will be the next to be picked up. Team Exodia with the Wailing Arrow. It is going to be the play again for the Vikings. Archon, Blessed Shield, and Brightwing picks up the Blink Heal. CPogX Fanclub with the level 10s as well. It's going to be the Mosh Pit, the Wrath of the Berserker, the Flailing Swipe as we see the stun comes out onto Chichuggy. Polymorph as well, that's a big damage. The follow-up Silence is good, and ETC taken out. Hot's being chased away by God Filth. Counterkill onto Brightwing is there. Tassadar taken out by CPogX Fanclub, but Rainer's down as well. Nasmus keeping the members of CPogX Fanclub busy, but that's 2 for 2. With an Eric kicker. Bit of a tussle there in the mid lane. Making sure that I don't get to talk about the heroics of CPogX Fanclub. There's a nice unstoppable there from Red Robot, keeping on top of Caesar Salad. Hot's coming in with the warp. Condemned once again. I don't think he's making it out of this. Stukov goes down. And Team Exodia going to pick up the bottom Bruiser camp as a reward. Trying to finish out those ults on the right-hand side. It was Mosh Pit, Wrath of the Berserker, Flailing Swipe. It is the Rainer's Raider coming in for Rainer. And it is the Riptire for Junkrat.
Harness the power of sun and moon.
Shrines have come up here on Dragonshire. Olaf going to be trying to hold the point versus Sonya up there for the meantime. Team Exodia using this Bruiser camp to soften up this bottom lane wall. Trying to throw some damage. Oh, the stun is good onto Cookie Man. Pushed back, and Sylvan is absolutely destroyed by that Riptire. CPogX Fanclub striking back. And now they will move on to this bottom altar. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Nasmus grouping up the Vikings here, trying to push down Sonya, but the spin to win is really, really effective on 3 heroic targets. Nasmus manages to keep all the Vikings alive for now, but is absolutely pushed out. With Notori vacating, though, the Vikings will take back the top shrine. Level 13 about to be here, about to even up the talent tier levels is CPogX Fanclub. Oh, there's the bomb. Hot's thrown way into the back line. CPogX finding a fantastic mine there. Oh, the blink heal. The sneaky coming in from Hots. And now they turn onto Chuggy. There's the negative armor coming out. There's the silence arrow as well. Will it last for long enough? Oh, the blessed shield. And ETC goes down. Hots managing to wiggle away from that gank attempt, turn things around, and they get the kill onto the enemy tank. Tori trying to get away from Cookie Man and the Vikings here. Spinning on top of the members, going to move on through. Cookie Man could be in some trouble here as Godfilth and Caesar Salad coming on up. There's the warp away for Sylvanas, but Baylog going down, and Eric remaining will pick up the Dragon Knight for Team Exodia. Kevin trying to push into Junkrat in the bottom lane. It looks like the Dragon will just push here in the mid lane. As we see, CPogX Fanclub is here for the defense. Sonya sent back to the top lane. As we see, CPogX could be in some trouble here. Polymorph comes out onto Junkrat. There's the bomb to try to leap away, but the last auto attack follows, and CPogX is taken out by Cookie Man. Bottom fort going to go down here to the remaining members of Team Exodia as they move up to the mid lane to try to meet this Dragon Knight and get a double fort play on their way to level 16. Chuggy once again draws the ire of Team Exodia, managing to avoid the condemn and wiggle by the wall. Nice job by Chuggy there. And now Team Exodia is going to go ahead and back off. Move on to the left side siege camp as they have their level 16 advantage. It looks like they want both camps here. Red Robot making their presence known as the Raider going down to about 10% health here. Can Red Robot get onto this point? No, not quite. Pops the Iron Skin, but can't get there in time. Now has to a long walk on out of here. Oh, the double counter stun. ETC gets absolutely demolished again. The chase is on for Cookie Man, but the Banshee Queen just a little bit too quick there. And here comes Team Exodia. Red Robot looking for the condemn once again. Great job by CPogX to stop that condemn, but it may not be enough. Stukov is taken out. The black arrows are on this bottom keep wall. Cookie Man forced out. Here comes the Riptire. Trying to find the kill onto Red Robot, and they will. Johanna taken down. And that halts this push in its tracks. Asmus attempting to get away from Godfilth in the mid lane, and Team Exodia, after a great defense there from CPogX Fanclub, is going to have to retreat and just work on their camps. Vikings grouping up, not with Viking bribery, but with brute force, are going to try to start up this bruiser camp on the left-hand side. Here comes the invade, though. Tori moving on down, possibly. Nazma's going to have to vacate, and the top lane push with this bruiser camp is good. Chuggy finds the full-on mosh pit onto 4, 3 of them being the Vikings, though. They find the kill onto Brightwing, but Chuggy goes down in response, and so does Sonya. I don't think they sniffed out that rotation coming in from Team Exodia, and 2 members of CPogX Fanclub go down in that gank attempt. Nasma's going to go ahead and stop this top lane push. Going to go ahead and resume the bruiser camp there. Red Robot in the bottom lane trying to push Stukov off this point. Nasmus moving to the top lane, and they're trying to get a quick Dragon Knight here before ETC and Sonya are back on the field. It looks like Baylog will manage to get the channel, and it is going to be a quick blue dragon coming in for Team Exodia. Red Robot captured in the machinations of Junkrat. Oh, Junkrat is actually caught by the wall, but not for long, using the mine to get over the force wall. The Root Silence combo onto Tassadar is good. Dragon pushing the mid lane. The rest of Team Exodia going to be pushing down here in the bottom lane. There's the black arrows to turn off these structures, even though they don't have a minion wave here just yet. Oh, denies the slow. Does Johanna. They're going to have to get on out of here. CPogX Fanclub trying to put up another big defense. They move back. They get onto their minion wave. The Raider comes on back as well. Cookie Man actually pushed into the back line. The stun is good. There's the Riptire as well, managing to get away from that last Q bomb of CPogX. And Cookie Man will survive. Kevin's not done, though. There's the Archon form. Nasmus cuts the stun onto ETC. The Silence Arrow is out. Chuggy is once again taken out. As level 20 is here for Team Exodia. And it looks like this could be a game-ending push. Godfilth working on the edges here. There's the silent stun combo once again onto Tassadar. Balog taken out in the mid lane. Godfilth gonna have to be careful here. Gets under the mid keep for safety. Team Exodia absolutely split there by the mine of CPogX. There's the stun onto Junkrat. The follow-up polymorph is good. Is that going to be enough for kill Junkrat? It is. The trailing auto attack takes out Junkrat. The Twilight Archon of Kevin is still rolling here. There is the stun onto Godfilth. They want the Rainer kill, and they get it. That's a triple coming in. Nintori just spinning to win on top of all the members of Team Exodia, but will be chased down. There goes Sonya, and it looks like Team Exodia are going to move onto the core and secure this series with a 3-0 domination. There's the slide. The stun is there. ETC taken out. And Team Exodia with a 3-0 win for the series. GG. Quick peek at the final victory screen there. 16 kills to 6 for Team Exodia. Once again, Cookie Man leading the way on the damage, nearly 49,000 hero damage on that Sylvanas. Nintori actually leading the way pretty much across the board in all categories. 132,000 siege, 48,000 in the hero damage department. What is that? Self-healing? Out self-heals Chichuggy and out soaks everyone else on the rest of CPogX Fanclub. Very nicely done by Nintori there in battling the Vikings of Nazmus. Take another look at the talent screen, and we'll see if we can get an interview with our victors, Team Exodia. See if I can get an interview here. See if they are interested. Move on down to lobby 5. All right. So we can get a member of Team Exodia in here and we can talk about today's matchup. Shouldn't be too long here, folks. Hope you had a good time watching today's series. Definitely an exciting one there, especially game number 2. Hope I get to talk about that with whoever comes on by here. Cookie Man, thank you very much for joining me. Congratulations on the 3-0 victory.
Thank you.
Very, very nicely played throughout that series. We saw Tomb of the Spider Queen definitely getting some fantastic work done there with that Deathwing comp. Was the Deathwing there the plan from the start, or was there something about the draft that you feel opened up the opportunity for that hero pick?
I just think that kind of goes with Deathwing in general. Like, you got to keep him in like the back of your mind, like, oh, are we gonna pick him here? Are we gonna pick him here? You know. So we never thought like immediately, oh, like we're gonna run a Deathwing comp. But once it kind of was available, we just ran with it.
Okay, yeah, we saw us do some great work there, especially with the zoning potential, using the Cataclysm to keep an eye on that bottom turn in multiple times and get a way to tell the tale. Very nicely done with the zone control. One hero that sort of fell away last week, in my estimation, kind of came roaring back this week, was Junkrat. Saw a lot of Junkrat in the bans and the picks in the first couple weeks, and then there seemed to be a lull there in week 3. Do you feel like Junkrat is more... Was it the maps tonight that we saw Junkrat a lot of, or did something change about the meta that allowed Junkrat to come back in?
I feel like Junkrat's been good for a really long time, and then he got buffed. So he kind of like, everyone was like, he was fresh on everyone's minds. Everyone wanted to try him out again. So he got really popular. And then, yeah, we played on 2 of his best maps, like
okay.
Doom are definitely really strong because of how many bushes you have to walk through and how good trap is and how important clear is on both those maps.
Absolutely. Getting a whole lot of work done with the long-range wave clear is it's definitely hard to pass up. Now, I'm sure everyone watching the stream today wants to hear about game number 2, Towers of Doom. We saw a very unorthodox draft from both sides, but bringing out the I guess 2.5 healer comp was Team Exodia there. Is that something that just sort of developed, or what do you think it is about Towers of Doom that just allows such interesting compositions?
So we really wanted to try our triple support comp, and Towers is a really good map for it, just because of how long team fights can be, and we're not fighting for like the health bar of an immortal or how many monkeys we can kill on shrines. It's like it's all just about who can survive the fights longest. And we knew when they picked Tracer too, we'd be in a really good spot to go for Uther tank and then have solo DPS follow, because Tracer really struggles against both of those heroes.
Okay, yeah, we definitely. It was looking a little grim from my perspective when they snap locked that Malfurion Tracer, but very very nicely countered by the point and click stun of Uther, the follow up from Tyrande, the Rain of Vengeance able to come down. Just it's hard to trap a Tracer, and you guys managed to do that very nicely. Last hero I want to talk about here a little bit is D.Va. D.Va came in very strong. I think we were all expecting some nerfs coming in yesterday, but they managed to the patch did not come through. Do you feel like there's a particular aspect of D.Va that's got her so high on everyone's mind right now, or is it just sort of a general numbers, she's doing great sort of situation?
I think a lot of it comes down to how versatile she is. She can do everything you want your offlaner to do. She can beat the other offlaner in a duel. She can double soak lanes, and she's really good when the 5v5s happen. So she's kind of like the all-in-one offlaner, kind of like how Yrel is, but she just kind of has the edge right now over most offlanes.
Yeah, we definitely seen her. At the beginning, people were thinking now she's not an offlaner anymore, but that's really all I've seen her play, and it's been very, very effective so far. So it was really cool to see D.Va actually make it through the bans in this series and do some good work there. Yeah, so 3-0 victory. That's definitely something to note here, as the series so far in Storm Division have been pretty even across the board. Are there any teams left to face that you feel like you don't have a good grasp on? You're not sure what the next matchup's going to feel like?
So like I've said on previous interviews when asked this question, we don't really have a specific team we're looking at. It's mostly just we go in with just fresh eyes, and we just see what the teams are like, and we like to kind of adapt with how they play. So we just like to play around what each individual team is playing.
All right, definitely a strong strategy there, because I've definitely found with over researching or over investing in past comps, especially at this level of play, teams can really jump out and surprise you. So if you're able to adapt on the fly, I think that's a fantastic strategy for sure.
For sure.
Now, all right, so once again, congratulations on your 3-0 route there. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to make before we close things out here?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to you for commentating. Gotta love good commentators. Shout out to NGS for having this whole thing. It's really fun to play in. Shout out to CPogX Fanclub. I'm glad we got to play you guys. Shout out to Chuggy. Love you, man. Shout out to my whole team. You guys played great tonight.
Fantastic stuff. It was a great series, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, that is going to wrap things up for tonight. Take a quick look over there. Fantastic. Team Exodia coming up big with the 3-0 domination versus CPogX Fanclub. They're still, I believe, I'm not sure. You know what? I'm going to check. I think that puts them over and above Regen now, at least until Regen's next game, because they've been fighting over top position. Let me take a quick look here. That would give them, well, it really depends on how Regen does in their next game, doesn't it? Because it's not been reported here yet. So yeah, Team Exodia and Regen sort of fighting over the top spot right now. Team Exodia absolutely keeping pace with this series victory today, and we're definitely going to be looking at them as a favorite to close out the regular season right near the top of the standings. Alrighty, well, that is going to do it for tonight's broadcast. Thank you very much for coming on out, everybody. Don't forget, Patreon, Matcherino, support your Nexus Gaming series, support your players by donating to the prize pool for the Storm Division here. Thank you very much for having me, and I'll hopefully see you next week for some more Storm Division action, all right? Have a good one. Bye.